Welcome back, everyone, to another deep dive. This time around, we're tackling something that I know a lot of our listeners are curious about, especially those brand new parents out there. We're going deep into the world of baby brains and how these little ones actually learn.
And this isn't about turning your little one into like tiny Einstein overnight.
Right.
It's about understanding those really foundational, those fundamental building blocks of how those amazing brains actually work.
Exactly. And we've got this script here all about a baby's first lessons. And, it throws out this line, education begins at birth. And I gotta be honest, my first reaction was, whoa, hold on a second. Are we signing up infants for pre-K already?
Well, it does sound a little intense when you put it like that.
Right.
But it's more about understanding that babies, they're learning from the very first moment they arrive. Everything is brand new. Every interaction, the way things look, the sounds, even smells, it all shapes how their brains grow and develop. It's pretty incredible when you think about it.
So even when my baby is just staring up at me, totally mesmerized, while I'm trying to remember what I need at the grocery store, they're actually in learning mode.
Absolutely. Think of their brains like, those voice-activated recorders. They're constantly absorbing information from the world around them.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
It's not like they're actually understanding the words on my grocery list.
Yeah.
But they are picking up on the sounds, how the language flows.
Exactly. And that input, it's shaping how their brains are going to process language later on. It's literally laying the groundwork for how they'll communicate throughout their lives.
That's just wild. And speaking of taking in information, this script also gets into the importance of sensory experiences. And honestly, any parent who's ever seen their baby, completely captivated by a crinkly toy, you know exactly what we're talking about.
Oh, absolutely. Because for babies, learning isn't just about what they see, it's a full body experience. Touch, sound, smell, taste, it all plays a part in how they make sense of the world.
So it's not enough to just have a cute nursery. It's got to be like a sensory playground.
Exactly. Don't get me wrong, visual stimulation is great. But don't forget about those different textures. Soft blankets, clothes with different fabrics, even toys with interesting textures can be so stimulating for them.
So are we talking swapping out Twinkle Twinkle Little Star for, I don't know, rainforest sounds?
Think even broader. Birds chirping, yeah. But also the washing machine humming, pots and pans clinking. It's all new and exciting to those little ears. Helps build those brain pathways we were talking about.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're on to create this super stimulating environment for baby. But this script also mentions self-care. And honestly, with a newborn, that feels like a myth.
You are preaching to the choir on that one. It's like the last thing on your mind when you're running on fumes and baby brain. But here's the thing, taking care of yourself, that's not selfish, it's essential. And it has a direct impact on your baby's development.
Okay, now that's interesting. I knew babies pick up on our moods, but I never really thought about it being tied to actual self-care.
It makes a world of difference. When we're stressed, overwhelmed, babies feel that. We're not aiming for perfect Zen master status here, especially not with a newborn. But those little moments of self-care, they can help us get our own emotions in check so we can be more present, more patient with our babies.
So it's not about faking being happy. It's more like giving ourselves permission to take a break, even just for a minute or two, so we can come back to baby feeling a bit more human.
Exactly. Even something as small as deep breaths when you're about to lose it, or putting on a song you like for a few minutes, it helps more than you'd think. Remember that airplane oxygen mask thing? You got to put yours on first before you can help anyone else.
Starting to see how it all fits together now. It's easy to get caught up in those big milestones, the crawling, walking, talking, but we kind of forget that it's the everyday stuff that really shapes their brains, their emotional development too.
100%. It's those little things, the cuddling, singing silly songs, even just making faces at them. That's the foundation for how they learn, how they connect with us,
It's so easy to feel the pressure to do everything perfectly.
Yeah.
But this makes me realize it's more about just being there with them, being present.
You got it. Creating that loving space where they feel safe enough to explore, to try things out, to learn. And that all starts with us as parents.
Makes sense. And, this whole thing about how much they pick up just from being around us, that gets me thinking. This whole thing about how much they pick up just from being around us, that gets me thinking about, what are we accidentally teaching them? Those things we don't even realize.
Oh, that's huge. We're so focused on the ABCs and 123s, but what about the stuff they're learning just by watching us? The unspoken stuff.
Like a hidden curriculum for life, right?
Exactly. Think about it. If we're freaking out about every little mess, Are they learning that exploring is bad? Or we're always rushing, rushing, rushing. Are they going to pick up on that and miss out on, just chilling out?
Whoa, I never
Okay.
thought of it that way. It's a lot of pressure, knowing they're absorbing all that just from being near us.
It is, but it's also a huge opportunity. We get to shape how they see the world, especially in these early years. Help them grow up to be kind, curious, resilient.
Okay, so how do we do that? Because let's be real, most days we're running on fumes and covered in, well, whatever baby's got going on.
It starts with self-awareness, paying attention to how we're acting, what we're reacting to. Ask yourself, what's my kid learning from this right now? And look, nobody's perfect.
Oh, tell me about it.
We're going to mess up. But if we're trying to be mindful, making choices that fit with the values we want them to have.
So it's less about pretending we have it all figured out and more about, like, being real, showing them how to handle things, even when it's tough.
Nailed it. Because those moments when we fall apart, then figure it out. That's how they learn to bounce back, that making mistakes is okay as long as we learn something.
This whole deep dive has been a total eye-opener. I was so caught up in the milestones, I forgot that every little thing is a chance to connect with my baby, build that foundation for, them to just blossom.
That's what it's all about. These early years, they're the groundwork. So soak it all in, the messy stuff, the crazy stuff, even the just plain amazing parts of watching them figure out the world. Your love, just you being there for them. That's powerful stuff. Don't ever underestimate that.
I love that. Well said.
Yeah.
What an incredible conversation. To all you new parents out there, we hope you're feeling ready to tackle this whole baby thing head on. Trust your gut, have fun, and never stop learning right alongside your little one.
And don't forget to really listen to those baby giggles. Best sound in the world.
The absolute best. And with that, another deep dive comes to an end. We'll catch you next time for another fascinating topic. Till then.